So this is basically a hobby saw blade, but I've got one that's got a really nice kerf that works well with my system of fretting. I'm going to go through and deepen and actually somewhat widen the original fret slots, because we're not going to pound them into place. We don't do that anymore. That was a 10-yard penalty for unnecessary roughness. We couldn't afford it. So we use glues. We'll see. Makes a nice, well-defined slap. Oh, look at that, a little chip. Oh, what will I do? I won't worry about it. Anyway, we're going to go through and deepen all these grooves. I'm going to put a drop of crazy glue on that little chip. And on and on. Come here. So down here, I just use the blade in my finders. And I'm eyeballing the depth. Come on now. Lisinopril, dry cough. Oops, can't see much that way, can you? Anyway, get back up to here and we're ready to put in some frets. So, let's start up here. It's just light brown. We're not trying black. This was, I'm not sure. I'll have to go back and look at the picture of when I bought it. Now that's real pearl, and we're antiquing it. No, when we rub it, when it's dry, the stain will rub off the pearl. It can seep in behind, and if it's dark enough, it could then affect the color of the pearl. Because it's semi-transparent, it's translucent, transluculent, or something like that. Anyway, making like an artiste. Next, we're going to use the special newfangled fret pre-archer with a small arch in the fretboard. I'm putting this on now to make it easier to see the frets against the darker background. Okay, we'll be back. So we take our fret wire. Oh, this piece is short. Anyway, it's straight. We have this little machine that just set it up to make a very shallow. Now we'll zoom in. There. So just start to feed it. This one's adjustable for height. We call it Horace. It's an in joke. Look up Horace height. It's a name. That's it. Usually takes about 2 full pieces, and this piece ain't. I don't know how it got back in there, but we're going to do it anyway. Note that this very first little piece isn't going to get quite as bent. Just maybe a little, not quite as much. Whoop, where it falls off. So I'll usually cut off the first 1/4 inch of those pieces. So there they go. They'll come back. There they are, ladies and gentlemen. You throw a little more stain around them and everything will be Don Quixote. I mean hunky-dory. One of those. What happened to my Steve-Woo here? Got a little rogue particle down here. Don't want no rogue particles, man. Might have to scrape that one. So we'll put some more stain on it after I get that little line there. That's a beautiful thing. Anyway, this is a nice background for inserting frets, which we'll do shortly. You should be able to see most of what's going on here. These cutters, like most, have a flush cut side and an angle in the back end. In other words, if I cut this way, this end will be fairly square. But remember, I'm cutting, so the next cut, when I cut here to cut this fret off, it's going to have a big chunk on it that I don't like. So you'll see me cutting everything twice. And that's because I'm getting rid of that ugly thing. Now right here, I'm going to turn these around so I'm cutting flush. Now I'm going to cut off that bevel. Now I'm made a flush cut on that end, turning these back around. Most people would say that that cut I'm doing before each of these is necessary, and they could be right. But we're going to file these to length, and it means less filing. See, fretting, to refret this board, including straightening it and the maintenance and stuff, is worth $400. I'm sure you'll find that's what they charge. And materials aren't that much. You gotta know what you're doing. One thing, this curve isn't quite as much as it ought to be. We'll have to adjust it. As we install each fret, we'll put a little bit more arc on it if necessary. It goes pretty fast though, doesn't it? Yeah. If you just get down to it, it doesn't take that long. I'm wasting this fret, is it? Or am I? I'm going to file off that bad bevel, so snipped it off instead. And one more. And it snaps right in. And the curve is looking very nice. It's looking very nice. It's matching. This is all done by eye. Your anal luthiers are falling on the floor right now, but I do it all by eye, except for the straightness. Okay, well, when I get to these, I have to turn them sideways to do the cut and paste. I cut the whole end off as I said I would. Now I'll have to start cutting these a little long because I'm going to be estimating. See, I got to turn it sideways because the curve will drive it into there. So I've actually turned the fret sideways and I'm aiming it up. Yeah. And on and on. Next, we'll file each one to length and get them as close as possible before we glue them in. 1, 2. So now, take each one and take off the excess with a file. Different people have different ways of doing this. This is acknowledged probably as the hardest way, possibly the best way. Filing them off after they're in is a real drag. I'm also beginning to round off the end of the fret. That's pretty good. Flat. Start snapping them in place. If it sticks out a lot, I will. I'm also tweaking the bend just a little bit. Doing this, custom install each fret. Excuse me. Yeah, this one needs a lot of. See what we got here. That's pretty good. So I'll get it to where it's barely sticking out on one side and flush on the other. And although this seems silly, why don't I just snap them all off with the flush cutters? Maybe that's a good question. Everybody does things a little different. Anyway, there's 2 of them, and they're in there pretty good. They kind of snap in place. So I'll just keep going down the fretboard until they're all in place, and we'll put some glue in there. So same 3 thou. Hear it? Tick, tick. This one's just a teeny low. We're gonna leave it. I could raise this up somehow, but I will check this side. These are your eyes. This is a little less friendly. These two are a little high, but not bad. We'll let it go. And we're going to save this side. We're going to put glue in from this side, and these may be a little, but we know we got it right down the middle, and these are close. We want to stick some glue in there. This is medium. What I'm going to be doing is just having this thing tipped up. Put on my glasses. And this rarely works the way you really would like it to, but see what we can do here. I mean, there ain't much to see, that's for sure. Is the drop going to go in? That's what we're wondering. Okay. Right now, I have to snip the end off. Snip the end off. All right. It's Thixotropic. 2, 3. Keep going. Five or 6 drops. We can look on there to see if it's coming out. We've put in more than we need. If it comes out on top of the fretboard, which it might. So I've taken this fret flattening file and leveled all the frets. I made sure that they're taking down the high ones, and now they're all level. When you do that, it leaves flat spots. And you take this one, it has the curve of the fret in this little, in the very end there. There you can see, sort of, there's a medium and a wide. I always use the wide. Clyde. I've done them all up to here. flat spots right here where the fret was not all the way down in the groove. I got a couple of those. Now, before I did that, I took the same file and took the ends that were sticking out still, filed them flush. Then I leveled them and recrowned them. Now when we get here, see what I can dig up here. This file, we'll zoom in a little bit here. This file has had the teeth ground off the edge. Here's the side with the teeth, no teeth. So I got this here, but no teeth. Make sure that it's not going to do See, I can't use this one, it just won't work. Special. Catch a few of those too. Same over here. Blocking your view, but let's see if we can. Yeah, like that. Same thing. So, now when I get to these, also, curve is going to require me to turn the guitar around to catch these. So what I do is file them all from the, see these still have to be recrowned. I'm done up to here. So do this till the flat spots disappear. Flat spots are where the fret was high and we leveled it to be the rest. And obviously when I do all those, I'll turn this thing around and do these same way. So I'm going to complete that and you don't have to keep watching it. So they're all in. There's a little alley on the fretboard. There's a little one there, little one there, but frets are in, they're level, and we'll move on.